Welcome, viewers, once again to another podcast. Today, we have a special guest who's going to talk about my struggle with addiction. So I'm not going to spend much time, but to proceed to ask him to introduce himself. I'm Dr. Maggie, and normally we interview various people from different sectors of society, different experiences, because our concern is reach out to help so many people in need. So, karibu, introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Maggie, for having me here. My name is Mark Justin Kamau from Murang'a. I am a recovery coach stroke psychologist, plus a man in recovery. I would say a soldier of Christ, and here I am now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mark, you're wearing many hats. I heard you say a recovery coach.
Yes.
A psychologist.
Yes.
And also struggling recovery, not just a recovery coach. You're in the process of recovering yourself.
Yes.
Okay, tell us your story.
I would start. I am from Murang'a, and that's where I was born. My three sisters were born. I have three sisters who were all born away from Murang'a. That time, my dad used to work at Nakuru, but he lost his good job due to alcoholism, and he had to go back to Murang'a. At that time, my mom was also an alcoholic, and they had to go back to Murang'a. At that time, my grandfather had to build them a small house where we would live. Luckily, my father found his way into recovery back in 2004. He checked into a rehab. And the reason as to why I'm giving this story is to have a foundation. And at that time, that's why I started developing some hatred towards my family. Started developing some hatred towards myself because I used to see them fight each and every other day. And I was,
Sorry, I'll interrupt a bit. Tell me about how many kids were you? Were you the oldest? Were you the youngest?
The youngest.
Out of how many kids?
We are 4, and I have 3 sisters.
So you are the only boy.
And the last.
And you know how traditionally they say that the only son is like has responsibilities.
Yes.
And you're saying both your parents were alcoholics.
They were alcoholics.
Okay.
Yes.
Continue.
But my mom's alcoholism back then, I had not. These are progressive disease, so it had not progressed to the places of becoming that much of an addiction. She was just a functional addict back then.
Okay.
So I developed some kind of self-hatred towards myself, towards my family. Was fed so much information about my father by my own mother, by my society, which later on I came to discover was wrong about him. And from that point on, I started developing the idea that nothing good can come out of me. The only hope I had was seeing my grandfather, who was a staunch Christian. He was a lay canon of the ACK, staunch Christian, used to wake up so early to pray. That's the only hope.
This is your father's father or your
my
mother's
father's father?
Your father's father?
Yeah, and we used to live in the same place.
Home.
Yes, around the same compound. So going on, I will take it all to class 8. At that time, my father has quit drinking. He's almost 4 or 5 years sober, but he's taking responsibility. So I started lying when I was in class 8 that I'm passing, only for him to come to school and realize that I was lying. And I didn't perform as per the expectations. And so I had to repeat primary school, which was not according to my wish. And so I only added 3 marks, 1 for each term.
Is that the standard 8?
Class 8.
Class 8,
I had 319, scored 320, These are where problems began.
Yes.
When I repeated, I started misbehaving in school, being taken to police stations. I actually didn't even I didn't even finish primary school in the same school. I had to go to another school,
changing schools.
Yes, because I started being expelled from these schools.
And what was the misbehavior?
All of it stemmed from a place of self-doubt, self-criticism, a lot of self-hatred towards myself and my family, and now involving drugs and that kind of trying to manipulate people, trying to seek attention and wanting to be at the center. And no lack of the proper identity towards myself. So when I got to high school, I started my performance was poor. I was misbehaving even though I was a prefect. So Form 1, Form 2, I was failing. But one of the things that totally gave me a turn was when I visited my sister at the University of Nairobi, my second-born sister. They used to live with my third-born sister.
Yeah.
And in a way, I saw how university life was amazing. And I decided, let me go study, maybe come to university, even if I know nothing good will come out of my life, because that's what I've been told by the society and that's what I know. So I studied well, scored a good grade, and was given a place to the same University of Nairobi, main campus, a Bachelor of Arts.
Okay.
And before getting into university, my grandfather had taught me so much about the spiritual aspect that you see. He used to read for me Proverbs 7. Proverbs, is it 1:7? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge.
Amen.
Yeah.
Now, just going back a bit, you told me that you were made a prefect in school.
Yes.
So in all this, the school noticed a character in you.
My class teacher asked one day when I was in Form 1, who would want to be a prefect? And we rose up like 6, 7 guys. And he was like, you look like a leader.
Maybe you are tallest. You are the tallest, quite tall.
Yeah, you look like a leader, come in.
So you had attributes in you already, even despite all that.
But I couldn't see them.
Okay.
That has been my life. Many people saw what I had, but I couldn't see it basically because of what I'd been fed.
Yeah.
What I knew. All these voices that kept talking to me.
Discouraging you.
Yeah. Again, when getting to the university, I had developed bad friends because at that time we used to live at a place called Nazareth, Banana, because my father used to work at a rehab called Asumbi back then. So at that time I developed friends who discouraged me towards going to church and all that. So I started developing a desire and a hunger to be rich in any way possible. I used to study all these billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and I used to ask myself how they made money. And my biggest motivation to get money is to show off to my family, to my father, that I have turned out better than they were, but my uncles, than my father.
Because from childhood, they gave you a negative self-image, maybe.
Yeah. So getting into my first year in the university, I wasn't that solid, that assertive, that a no is a no. So I remember my sister took me to school, introduced me to CU, the Christian Union, but they tried calling me, I never joined it. And first year I realized some students used to sneak into town at night, and I asked them, where do you go to town? They introduced me to a casino. Getting into the casino, one night we started gambling. I had gambled twice or thrice, and I didn't know gambling was bad, but I knew alcoholism was bad because of what I used to see it at home. So I didn't love alcohol that much.
By then.
But I started gambling. One day we are going down the stairs, and then I see the first floor of the casino with one of my friends, and that's where I started gambling. This gambling called not Aviator. Not Aviator. At that time, Aviator wasn't present. It was called Roulette.
Roulette?
Yes, Roulette, and another one called Gaminator.
Is it the one that
the machine,
you turn something
number
on the
0
table?
to 36, that one. And then they have sections of it. And I didn't know that I found an old mzee. They are close to the age of probably my grandfather. And I asked him, how does this happen? He told me how people get rich here. And that's how people who gamble lie to newcomers so that you can place in money, and there you will give him something.
So you already started seeing Bill Gates in you now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I realized, so God is directing me towards the direction of becoming this billionaire.
Yeah.
So I placed 500 and it became 3,000, and I'm in the university. You know how life is. 3,000 is a lot of money. So I went to school, started telling everybody, I have seen where people get Range Rovers from. So I took them to town. Most of them dropped off. Yes. But for me, I continued.
With the gambling.
And second year around there, that's when I realized it started becoming a problem, because I started shylocking my laptop that had been bought by my brother-in-law, by my sister, my phone.
But why would you shylock? I thought you made 3,000, you were making more money and more money.
Yeah, so, most of the time, most of the people who you have heard that they got addicted to gambling, most of the first time they won. And that win is, there's a quote we say in the program that the biggest loss to a gambler is a win. The biggest loss.
That win is like, it's deceptive.
Absolutely. That win will deceive you. And the mind is so strong.
Yeah.
to be motivated by that win to always
Continue to win.
to try to look for that bet. That's why no matter how much money a gambler wins, they will still go back to the house because the greed aspect comes in.
Yeah.
The addiction aspect comes in, that you are no longer after the money, you are after the high. So all these things came in. So at a time, I remember I started looking for help early on, started telling my family, started telling my grandfather and everybody that I had a problem. But now you see, my grandfather even fell one day when praying for me. And he was like, you mean you want to live such kind of a life? Everybody started thinking now you're turning the direction of your father and mother and your family and your uncles and all that. And that's one of the things I hated to be compared to anybody from my family. I hated that. So suicidal thoughts started developing back then. I tried committing suicide once, twice.
How old were you by then?
Probably 20, 22, 23, around there.
Okay.
That was back in 2017, 18, around there. So I decided on 2019, I was in church at that time, but I never joined church. I was out there seeking for help. And I took God as you see the way most of us take God like that passport agency.
ATM.
When you get the passport and then you leave,
take off.
never going back to God again. Yes. So me, I went for healing. There's a man who sings and says, if I die, I die. If I live, I live. I know you can save me, but if you choose not to save me, you're still worthy to live for.
It's a song.
Yeah, there's a song that goes like that. It goes, if I die, I die. If I perish, but my goal is to make you proud. Like that. Then he sings. It's by Minister Theophila Sunday, and then he sings like, I know you can save me, but if you choose not to save me, you are still worth dying for. Like he has gotten to that place. Powerful. He's not after, even if you don't save me, I believe you are the way to life.
Yes.
So at that time, I didn't know him as the way to life. I knew him as the way to save me. And then I continued with my old life. I still went on with women and all that in church because there are still broken people who are not really after Jesus in church. So I fell back immediately. And I became suicidal because many people hadn't seen how I was doing things. I remember even us going to a campaign against addiction in the village, and I was given a church bus to go there. So going back made me suicidal. 2019, I decided, you know what? I want to please a girl I used to date. I want to please my family. Let me go to rehab. I didn't do the work in rehab.
That was the first time now?
Yes, 2019. I didn't do the work back then. And the reason as to why I'm sharing this, because I know there are people who have gone even to rehab 6 times. I met a brother who had gone to rehab 17 times. He got it right the 17th time. And I was like, I need to see the one who believed in him for 17 times, because most people quit the first time.
Yeah.
So that first time in rehab, I really didn't do the work. I didn't see like I had a problem. So immediately I left rehab. I never joined church. I never did,
Okay, just explain more when you mean you didn't do the work.
I didn't do the work.
Meaning that rehab, you are expected to do some work. You are expected to go through some process.
The theory, that's the process. But once you leave, that's where the work begins. And it's a life of work. That's why we say it works if you work it.
Yes.
Because
so you went through the rehab, but you did not.
I did not face myself.
Yes.
The girl I had helped me in a big way.
Your girlfriend?
Yes, back then. I believe she acted as that person who made me not see the reality itself. And as we continue, maybe we continue getting wiser and all that. But at that time, I didn't do the work. I didn't, once you leave, you are expected to bring in new ideas like prayer and meditation, AA meetings.
And help people in similar problems.
Because it helps you in a way. When I share my story like this, join a fellowship, maybe in church or something. All these things, I didn't do them. So I started living like the way you will come out of hospital and you had been diagnosed with malaria and you forget completely that you had malaria. Addiction, you have to service it. So I didn't do that. Okay. So after a short period of time, I relapsed. Again, now the girl left. I became suicidal. And I remember one day I took an overdose of these prescriptive drugs that are given the psychiatric patients.
Mhm.
I had studied most of them. I had called one psychiatrist who I had lied to that somebody had taken those meds.
Mm.
And she was like, hey, rush them to the hospital. Kumbe, I was asking for myself.
So, Mark, you actually went to see a psychiatrist.
No, at that time I used to
who
work
gave you some
somewhere where I had a
medication?
contact for a
Oh.
psychiatrist.
Okay.
Yes, and at that time I had a house that I had sold everything to gamble.
Okay.
So I was so suicidal. And
So
the
you were
girl
quite established. You even had a house, but sold
sold
everything. You
everything.
became suicidal.
I became suicidal.
Mm.
I had a girl who had believed in me, but you know,
You gave up.
she gave up, which is human.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't
I don't blame her for anything.
Mm.
And so here I was,
Oh, okay.
all alone,
Okay.
seeing myself end up the same way my family had
Yeah.
told me. So I
Yeah.
was proving them right
Yeah.
that you will end up the same way, that our
Yeah.
family does things this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I took an overdose, stayed in the hospital unconscious for 2 days.
You
So
almost died.
the drips, the doctor told me they did everything.
To
And if I
save your
survived
life.
that, I'm not dying through suicide.
Wow, viewers, you're hearing that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what the doctor told me. So the idea of suicide came out of my mind.
Mhm.
So at that time, remember, I can't go back home at home because everybody knows I graduated and all that.
Mm.
I have hated myself, so I don't even have a phone because I don't want to see how the people used to study with
Yeah.
going on in life. I took 2 years late to graduate. The others graduated in 2019. I graduated back in 2021. So that time, I started living in the streets.
In Murang'a or?
No, in Nairobi at River Road.
You were on the street.
I started living
Which year
in the
was
streets.
this, Mark?
2020. I'm that person who is a fast progressor. Once I
Yes.
start doing things, in 1 year I will do.
You do amazing.
And if it's on the good side, in 1 year I will have done.
And if it's on the bad side?
Yes. So for that time, I had worked on the bad side mostly.
Mm.
So at that time,
how was it living on the street?
Danger. Because now you have a degree certificate.
Yeah.
But I believe misery loves company. So I'm living with people with the same misery as I. Because I can't live where I'm being challenged.
Yeah.
So living there, you know, I don't have a job. At times you will even stay for days without showering. My body I was so thin.
What were you eating?
So I started stealing here and there. And one day I was caught and people beat me to a point where they wanted to kill me.
In town? Yeah.
In Risambu. They wanted to kill me. Miraculously, one of them came and started asking me questions. At that time, my mom had been diagnosed with mouth cancer.
Oh my.
Because of
mouth cancer?
Chew even Mira.
Mira. Oh, so Mira and substances sometimes exposes you to cancer.
Yeah, so she was diagnosed with mouth cancer.
Okay.
So I lied to these people that I was doing that stealing to cater for my mother in hospital. So this guy started asking me questions about University of Nairobi. And then he said, this guy, maybe he's honest. And we have beaten him so much. The
guys who had actually wanted to kill you.
Yes, maybe he's
honest. They heard your story.
Yes.
Then they sympathized.
One of them sympathized and the others listened. So they called the police.
Yes.
The police came after 1 hour plus.
Yes.
And they were coming for a dead body because they believed they were even saying, we found another thief was found stealing like you the other day down here at Zimmerman and they were killed. So we were actually coming for the body. They were even asked whether they will start a case and they said no. That the beating they have given me, if it hasn't changed me, then they don't know how I'm going to change. So I went back to the village at that time.
Yeah.
Started
to your parents
there.
now.
Yes. For just like a few days and then I was back again to the same old life. Something I was down. I would go from one police station to the other. One day I was arrested and taken to jail.
Which jail was this now?
Industrial area. I was jailed for 4 months, but stayed for 1. My grandmother pressured everybody to pay for me. My grandfather them had died. So I left after 1 month. Jail was tough. Remember now I have so much numbing. I don't want to see anybody. I hate myself.
And you're in an industrial area.
Yes. And I can't commit suicide because now
So we're going to
Yeah.
take a break, and maybe after break, you're going to tell us that journey. Mark, you've gone through a lot. I look at you now, and it's like a miracle. Yeah, viewers, a miracle. So a short break, please come back and let's hear how he went through, how he survived the rest.
Thank you.
See you.
See you.
Mickey Mikey, yo, yo. Nanti Maki. Nimetoka mbali, lakini kwa imani. God is good, ameniwezesha kwani maadui amenyamazisha. God is good, ameniwezesha kwani maadui amenyamazisha.
Ina masepedo chakora kwenye vita amenilinda, anatumisha ushindi wangu katikati ya maadui endo ngao yangu.
Welcome back again, viewers. Mark was telling us his story, his experience. Just continue where we left.
So
where you were arrested by police.
Yeah. So immediately I left jail. My sister had organized some pastors to come home, pray for me and my mother, because my mother now was ill, terribly ill. But I refused to go home. Went after they left. That time I was an atheist, to be honest. I had developed atheistic, or is there something like that, tendencies? Where I started saying that I don't believe in God. How comes my grandfather was a staunch believer?
Yes.
The way I see my own dad struggled, I'm struggling like this. So I was just, even the person who says that they are an atheist, even the addict, we are all looking for a meaning
in life.
And I was looking for that meaning in the wrong places that they can never satisfy. There's a song that says, Jesus, you are the cup that won't run dry. Nothing in this world can satisfy. That he's the only one who can satisfy. So at that time, the drugs, the gambling, the women, they only give you that satisfaction for a night. There is not even any satisfaction, because in the end, you are doing it as an empty man.
Okay, just before you go. Now, I knew you were gambling money.
Yeah.
You were also onto drugs. You could tell us more.
Yeah.
And also, I've heard a third thing, women.
Strip clubs. I speak it honestly without fear, because when I was also in the addiction, in the gambling addiction, because I was so hopeless, losing a lot of money, selling even my clothes, selling everything I had. During my mom's burial, a friend of mine gave me clothes and shoes, because I had nothing
to buy the substances.
I used to sell everything.
Okay.
I used to sell everything. I had destroyed so many connections to my family, gave up on me. My sisters had given up on me back then. But I had put them through so much, so many nights of crying and all that. So due to all this, I started running away to women, looking for a meaning. When you get into these places and they tell you that you look good, they call you, come here, sweetie, and theirs is just a tongue to
lure you.
I was looking for, and I haven't had this for a long time. I'm always bashed, spoken to the wrong way. So I never had.
So viewers, sometimes
people get
sometimes people lure you with good words, which probably you have not heard, but to the wrong place.
Absolutely. So all along, because I am a man who has sat down with himself, and I've questioned myself why I was addicted to these things. I was looking for that. For a place where I can, the ego can feel like I am appreciated. And that's the only place I used to feel back then. Brothels. Mera was a tough addiction again. Achieving this Mera, I used to love that. There is one called Surba from Meru.
How does it? Is it?
It's not the small ones. It's like a branch or something. And then you chew using maybe jugu or some the big G. So that was my life. So 2023, start of January 1, I was still in the streets, no phone. So my father looked for me everywhere and couldn't find me.
Not your
So,
your father.
My own father. Remember, it's a father I hate. It's a father I don't want to see.
Was he still alcoholic?
No, he is now 21 years old, but he checked into a rehab back in 2004. My grandfather had prayed for him.
Prayers of the grandfather.
And he later got well for 22. He's almost 22 years or sober now. So it's January 1. My father luckily finds me and then tells me, we have sad news. Your mother is dead. The last time I saw my mother was I stole from her in a hospital bed, her phone and money. And that was haunting me.
You had gone to see your mom in hospital.
And I found a phone and
money instead of even just praying and sympathizing whether you stole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that have taken me time to grieve and heal from. That how could I do such a terrible thing to a good mother, to a mom who was so good to me and all that. The way my mother died was mysterious. It has made me question a lot because even after being diagnosed with mouth cancer, an operation was done on her.
To remove
and it was wrong. It was a wrong operation that wasn't supposed to be done.
Oh, my.
And some tumor, what do I call them? The ziliac inside. And unluckily, she developed holes here. Such that even if she drank water, the water would.
So the fistula, that's a complication of the operation, and the cancer had spread, right? It would be filled with
pus and smell bad and all that. So that mysterious death, and the way she was diagnosed on May, died on January. Short time. So I went home. Remember the last time my family saw me was that time I stole from my mother. So at the mortuary, here I am, went home. At home, everybody wondered, is this the Mark we know? The way I was emaciated.
You were thin.
I was thin. And then my lips, because of cheap liquor.
It makes it go reddish.
Yes, I was reddish completely. And I stayed there at home. Started staying there for a few days. Then went to Nairobi, came back. Luckily, I have amazing brother-in-laws and my sisters. So one of the brother-in-laws suggested, do you think you can go back to that place you were after we bury your mom? To the rehab now. So a few days later, before the burial, we quarreled with Dad. I was blaming him. You are the reason as to why my mother died. He was also blaming me. You're the reason as to why my wife died. And
was he recovered by then?
Yes, 21 years
now sober by then.
Absolutely, he was like 19 or 18 years sober now. So after, like one day, I'm in a matatu and then something hits me. I need to live well with my father now. I need to be a better man. So I called my father. I wrote a message and I told him, I'm tired of how we have lived. Can we have go out to some place before we bury my mom and talk? That day he came in with a guy called Willie. And Willie started telling me how his own father is an alcoholic up to date. How his father could not even pay his school fees. Now he ended up driving a motorbike, transporting people. And he was a brilliant guy. His father couldn't take him even to high school.
Yes.
The way he studied high school with a lot of problems. One day he entered to a bank with the dad. The dad withdrew a lot of money, only to find out that he drank the whole amount later on. And now he lives with the dad, the same compound, in a different houses. And he's the one who literally, the wife and him are the ones who feed the father. And he's the same father who didn't take care of him, but he can't take food if his father has not been served.
So Willie was like a recovering or...
No, Willie was now advising me and trying to show me how his father has been absent all along. It's not like my father who was participating even after quitting alcohol. So that touched me and I decided now I can live better with my father. So after my mom's burial, I started living at home with my dad, cleaning his clothes, doing all that. And then my sister had an idea, maybe we can start a small rehab to help people as a way to remember our
Is
mom,
she your big sister?
my
or
second born sister,
second born? Yeah.
with the rest of my sisters and my
Mm.
brother-in-laws
Mm.
and brothers-in-law. So we decided, we started looking for a place, small place at Muranga, and that's where we after 2 or 3 months, that's where the rehab started, called Savali, Save a Life.
So you have a rehab
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
in your village or your
At Muranga town,
Savali?
Save a Life.
Save a life.
Yes.
Wow. You're going to talk more about that
Yeah.
later, maybe in another. Yes.
But at that time again, see, I've only taken a few days at home.
Mhm.
I had some awareness which I completely say it was God.
Amen.
It was God who was bringing in this awareness. But again, I hadn't faced myself fully. I wouldn't say I had faced myself fully. So at that time, I started doing the rehab. I'm that person who, when I start doing good things, I will do them extremely.
best.
So I started going to the media, started going online, marketing the place, telling people. And I had an idea. How about this gets to be a different rehab? Because I had worked in rehabs, I had been to rehabs. So how about this gets to be a different rehab where people get to know Christ, even as they are knowing recovery?
Okay.
So that was my desire, and has always been my desire that men will and women will know Jesus, because he's the one who can set us free, and free indeed.
So by then you had already known Jesus?
Absolutely.
Because you remember you were an atheist.
Yes.
At
Now some awakening came.
This awakening, you're not even
Yeah.
sure where it came.
Yeah, I don't even know how it came.
And could
But
it
I
have been the
started-
prayers of your grandfather?
Maybe. And my sisters are very prayerful. So I started realizing how God has been with me. I'll be dead. I've tried to commit suicide.
Amen.
Mob justice.
The police were coming for a dead body, but
Absolutely.
they didn't even.
Yes.
Okay.
The doctor told me that the medications you took, the
Were
way you
deadly.
survived was miraculous. So I started realizing all along God has been with me.
God has been with you all along.
And I started believing the way my grandfather served God, there is no way that seed will go.
Yeah. Amen.
No way that seed will go.
Amen.
So at that time, I started looking. I used to go to one church, and then I wasn't that satisfied there.
You were not
most
getting,
of the places,
yeah.
there is no discipleship. There is not
Discipleship.
true doctrination of the word,
Yes.
being shown Jesus. But now I started seeing a Jesus I had been taught, not the one Grandpa had taught me. I started seeing a loving Jesus, and I started praying, God, show me who you are. Show me more about you, not what I have been taught, not what I know. I don't want to be like the Pharisees who Jesus told that how can you put new wine in old wineskins? So I want you to take that old belief about you and show me who you truly are. Started, and so 2024, end of there, I found an amazing place, found amazing men of God, Pastor Caleb and Bishop John C.W. And I started learning the word in a deeper way. And I started seeing Jesus now fully. At that time, I had gone again to rehab the second time, and I faced myself fully.
Wow. That was an interesting encounter.
The last time I gambled was 2024.
2024?
Yes.
So it's not even far away.
It's not far away, but I would say it has been a journey of awakening and sanctification, where God is cleaning me. I'm understanding Jesus more and more. I'm understanding myself and the way I behaved. That it was all in my thinking, and the gambling and the alcohol was just 2% or 1%. The biggest problem is my own thinking and my way of living. And if it doesn't change, I will continue going back. And that's why I started facing, even when in rehab, the strip clubs thing. Came out, started going to AA meetings.
Are these strip clubs really there?
They are there.
Nowadays, they are not as many.
They are there.
I thought they were banned.
They weren't. They can't.
But there was a time they were supposed to be banned.
I don't think so.
They're still there.
They will, Even gambling, they had said they would ban those
but
sites.
Still going on.
But they still went on. I guess maybe most of the politicians own them.
Yeah, it could
maybe
be true.
Around
yes.
So it has been such a journey. Joining other people in recovery. That's what I do. Like on Sunday, we are going somewhere to a church to speak about recovery with them. I attend meetings literally like every day, physical and online mostly.
Different meetings.
Meetings with people in
different people.
recovery. I take it. I say that what we have been given is a daily reprieve.
Yes.
It is contingent on maintenance of my spiritual condition. That the only way that today when I woke up, I only have this day. Not
A
tomorrow,
day
not
at a
yesterday,
time.
just
A
today.
day at a time.
Focus on my recovery. I have learned a lot about self-compassion, which is being compassion towards myself and understand I was a sick person who was dysregulated back then. And I need to give myself time to heal, time to have a full, wholesome healing.
Yeah.
When I checked into rehab, I had to take away to go for a break in terms of relationship and all that to face and deal with myself.
So
alone.
how many times have you gone for rehab?
Two
times.
The first one, 2019.
So the second one now really worked.
It really worked. It really helped me in a big way.
How long was it? It's usually around 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was such a transformative because now I became intentional with my recovery. Tonight, we are even going to, there is a service I go to every Friday at night because I changed that narrative.
A church service?
Yes. We have some praise and worship in church. So I join them because we are taught by my pastor.
Praise and worship?
Absolutely. We are taught by my pastor about leadership.
Yeah.
And other things about how to live life and all that. My pastor used to be an addict. Now sober for many
pastor?
years. Yeah. So we relate a lot.
So I'm exciting, Mark, because there's good stories. Because this pastor used to be an addict. Now he's even helping you.
Absolutely.
Look at you. You're helping others.
He has stood by me.
All along.
Basically because he sees himself in me.
Okay.
There's nothing amazing as such when you have a man of God who...
So viewers, this is a powerful story. Powerful story. Yeah. So we have about 5 minutes. Maybe you're going to now guide us on. There are people out there who are worse than you or who are like you or who have friends or relatives. Yeah. Maybe we can now just say, what hope is there as at now?
Thank you so much. First of all, the only way you can heal is by first accepting and being aware that I have a problem. There's no way healing starts there. Usually there are 5 stages to change. Pre-contemplation, contemplation. Pre-contemplation, someone doesn't believe that they have a problem.
Yeah.
Contemplation, they start realizing they have a problem, but they're not willing to go through recovery.
Yes.
Then preparation is where now they are ready to start a journey of recovery. Action is where now somebody goes to meetings, rehab, all that. And the last one is maintenance. So number one, you have to accept that you have a problem.
Yeah.
Stay away from denial because denial sometimes is part of addiction where a part of the brain has been affected and you can't see life. One of the things we are told in recovery, you have to be honest with other people and with yourself. So that's number one. Number two is know that recovery is a journey. It's not a destination and it's difficult, but it's worth it. And you need to give yourself grace. You get to the journey of forgiving yourself that I was a sick person, I'm a different man. And now in recovery, it's an identity change. You join meetings with people in recovery. You change friends. We are told actually 3 things you have to avoid.
Yes.
People, places, and things.
People,
places, and things. We call them PPTs.
PPTs, yes.
Yes. And again, recovery is a lifestyle. It's not a feeling. It's, people stay... Like somebody called me in the morning and told me how they have lost a lot of money. They sold their car the other day to gamble and they were almost committing suicide. So I had to introduce them to our group. So some people come to me like that. Then later on, the feeling of recovery has already come to an end. The recovery is you continue with faith.
Yes.
So you have to develop mechanisms, prayer and meditation, join a fellowship in church, in the AA meetings. And again, you have to understand that your biggest problem is not the gambling or alcohol or women. Your biggest problem is that you are trying to run away from yourself. And once you face yourself and start living and taking it a day at a time and being compassionate towards yourself, recovery will be possible. It will be possible and I have seen it. And once you believe in God, because there's a supreme being somewhere who takes care of us. And once you believe that he can work on you a step at a time and you give him over, we actually say it is his will over my will. And you ask him to take away the character defects. You give him the good and the bad of you, and allow him to use you. So even after recovery, you have to continue maintaining recovery through prayer and meditation, through meetings with others in recovery, through reading the word.
Yeah.
Because the word now start nourishing you and changing your thinking.
A few questions. One would ask, where can one get you in case, because they are struggling with recovery. They've gone for rehab, and the thing is, when they're discharged, they're back in the bar, you know. And how can one get help? Yeah.
First of all, I want to speak to that person who has gone to rehab and fallen.
Yes.
Or has tried recovery many times. One thing I will say, that recovery is not linear. It's not a straight line. Falling can act as two things. Most of the people will go into shame spirals and never come back.
Yes.
The other one will see, where did I fail? What can I do better? And that kind of a fall will make you your recovery deeper and steadier, instead of the one who fell and went completely into shame. So even if you have fallen, come back, ask yourself where I went wrong, and you realize the more you do that, because it's not given that you will not fall, but the courage is never in not falling. It's in falling. There is a quote by, was it Nelson Mandela, who said that the glory is never in falling, it's in rising every other time we fall.
Amen.
And I'm motivated by men like Thomas Edison, who created the practical light bulb, who tried 1,001 times. And one day, one person came to him and asked him, I've tried doing this thing for 2,000 times. What should I do? And Thomas Edison was like, you have only discovered 2,000 ways it can't work. Get back to 2,001 times. So even you who have gone to rehab, you have only discovered a few ways that recovery can't work. Come back. So if you would want to find me, I post videos on TikTok to help people. I use even the Kiswahili language because I saw people in jail who never understood English in the streets. So that message is for them. I post on Facebook, Mark Justin, just that. On YouTube, I have not posted videos for a while, but I used to even use a whiteboard to teach people about self-awareness, the mind and addiction. Mark Justin Kamau on YouTube. And my desire is to see men recover, see men discover themselves. And that's my vision. And I believe this is what God has saved me for. That 1-2 people that will watch this video and transform and look for change. And maybe my number will be down there.
Yeah, we're going to put your number on the screen.
We have a group on WhatsApp where I send daily readings and where we help each other block sites. Those who are addicted to online gambling, we block the sites and help each other on the journey of recovery.
So viewers, this is just, for me, I am touched. I think it's emotional, and this is a young man who hit rock bottom. And a lot of people are there, but other people have not even experienced the rock bottom that you went through. So please, if you're in need, reach out. The contacts are there. He's going to leave his contact. There's also a facility called Peponi Road Wellness Center. We'll put the contact where also you come in and you give support to some of the people there. We're also going to give that contact as well. Please, there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Yes. Otherwise, we want to thank you. I want to thank you
so
for
much
this
for
very
inviting me
good.
to your show.
And I know you're going to come back. You know, first of all, you're a psychologist. There's so much more that you're going to share again.
Thank you.
So, viewers, kwaheri.
Asante.
Thank you.